Why were you bullied in middle school? I was shy and ugly. I wish I knew. I was fat and poor. Race. I was poor and malnourished. This made me a target for being picked on. For being small. I had buck teeth. For being skinny and my glasses and the fact that I like street lighting equipment. Because I was different, and because I reacted. I was a twin who moved in from another state. I didn't know the cliques, didn't dress like everyone else, and started out with no friends. Because I weighed about 90 pounds, extremely skinny legs, glasses, and braces. The summer before 9th grade I had braces removed, got contacts and gained about 15 pounds, and all of a sudden the boy I had a crush on all through middle school showed interest. LOL, we dated for almost a year till he cheated and I met my now husband the same night. LOL. I was very shy, wore glasses, awkward, had trouble standing up for myself, not very fit, grinning face with sweat, basically an easy target. Cerebral palsy. I have a limp. I was very gullible, still kinda am. I also acted like a baby. I would literally talk in a baby voice and everyone told me to stop. I kinda don't blame them. I was tiny until I hit puberty. Plus I'm an identical twin. And my family was pretty poor, so hand-me-downs, and we were skinny to boot. Add to that we were pasty white with blonde hair in a rather diverse school. We got bullied a lot, my twin and I. But that was a long time ago, and we got over it. If you'd asked me then, I'd have told you it was because I was smarter than everyone else. Nowadays, I understand it was because I was an asshole and a creep. Because I was not a Hindu. I was a easy victim, IG. Fat, talked in a monotone. Because I was silent and depressed. I was smart, or maybe they're just stupid. I haven't had contact with any of my bullies for more than a decade now. I wasn't socially adept enough to know how to stand up for myself. I was the fat kid in class. Some guy used to wait for me every morning at the school gates to ask how much I weighed today, etc. Swim class was hell because they'd only let us use tiny speedos and often had us out of the water to instruct how to do the moves, and I had to stand there with all my flab and bitch tits in front of the entire class, and I could hear them make fun of me. I was gypsy, and people didn't know what that meant, only that they hated me. They called me all sorts of names, like Pikey and Jippo. They accused me of stealing a camera once. I was quite confident as a kid, but it wore me down. It made me feel like an outsider. My parents didn't help by not getting a TV, so I didn't have anything in common with anyone. I was also sexually assaulted about 14, and I just got more and more introverted. I really didn't enjoy school. Glasses, bad acne, and buck teeth. The other kids called me tripod. I had the bright idea to talk shit about everybody, and then it blew up in my face with tears of joy. It didn't last as long as I deserved it to though. I had big boobs. Because I was poor and had to attend every class, otherwise I would have lost the scholarship and the bit of money they were giving me with it. And when everyone wanted to skip, I always had to stay, so everyone hated me. I'm autistic and I was also a huge weeb. I was a loser and had a personality that was easily a target. I was quiet and actually liked learning the material. I was seen as a coward and got constantly bullied because of my high-pitched voice. People thought they were better than me just because they felt they were more masculine. It sucks. I wasn't bullied per se, but teenage boys had no issue casually saying I was ugly to my face or to someone else in the group as if I wasn't there. They used to say a lot I had a mustache as well. Short, uncoordinated, and socially awkward. I was essayed by my best friend and confided in a friend about it, which led to my whole middle school finding out that we had consensual gay sex and bullied us for it. I was the weird kid. I always drawled and was upside down in my chair. Because I was too white in a country in which most people are white but not that white. I swear, people will make other people's lives miserable for the dumbest shit. Being poor and dressing/acting weird, mostly because I had no developed social skills, and then because people thought I was gay. Because I was easy to pick on and was horrible with words, I also had some friends who weren't actually my friends and they just bullied me all the time. It got to one point where if one of them had said one more word to me, I was ready to beat them up. Skinny, shy, and being a nerd. I was a geeky kid into horror movies, comic books, punk rock, and science fiction. I was fat and trans. For being fat. Try changing schools with a broken arm. I was the only Middle Eastern kid in a southern white town in the height of 9/11. Had kids and teachers calling me terrorist all day. Older kids would always try to fight me. Shit, even the KKK would post up at this park and protest me. I was 12 to 13 at the time. Being First Nations. Short, and brought Game Boys and flip phones onto the bus, and nobody can mind their own business at that age. I was their daughter and not their son. I have weird random sized teeth. I was also short. I'm shy, ugly, fat, don't act like a girl, and don't stand up for myself. Because I would just take it. I had short curly hair and I would always tie it up, and they made fun of me calling me parsley hair. They stopped after 2 times BC I stood up to myself. I have autism. Probably because the other kids there saw me as a loser that wasn't good at anything. Easy target. I'm quiet and keep to myself. I wish I knew, really I do. Sometimes I still get so bad anxiety for seeing people who put me through absolute hell, and it's almost 4 years later. I was shy, quiet, awkward, and showed emotion more than a boy is supposed to. The last one caused people to assume that I was gay and I was bullied throughout middle and high school for an incorrect assumption. I was also marginally poorer than my friends and they made a point to remind me of that every chance they got. Social anxiety, didn't stand up for myself, easy target. Cause I was chubby. No reason. I was bullied because I'm crazy. I would rather know how much I could take possible before I jumped off of the porch at home, and for good. High school was a breeze after all of that patience. Most popular. Best, prettiest, and biggest butt girlfriend in the graduating class and the last 3 classes. I sweat her butt was the biggest, as in perfect booties, sorry but anyway, I knew she ran track instantly. Sorry, anyway. In middle school, I took a few slams to the lockers, couple of chumps, and a couple of body shots and it was all over. Kind of funny to me. People be so pissed afraid of me now, it seems worthless to give the effort to let them know at all. Og blue heart purple heart. Because they thought I am gay. I was very short and wore glasses. Also, since we were poor, my clothes and shoes were full of holes, so I was an easy target. Weird and dumb, but I bullied people too. Why? Because they were weird and dumb. My hair's darker so I had a bit of a mustache that pushed me to begin shaving it. I have an odd curl pattern that I definitely did not know how to tame. And my hands have always been very wrinkled. Being short and not knowing how to fight. Fat and black. The only correct answer to this question is because some people compensate for their low self-esteem by picking on others. And hashtag X200B. None of what you describe gives anyone the right to pick on you. You are great the way you are/were. I'm European. My mom had died a few years prior and a few kids would make fun of me for it shortly after starting middle school. One of the kids was pissing me off so the other kids he'd hang out with said we should go bodies in the bathroom during recess. Bodies is essentially a fist fight but nothing above the chest so basically only punching each other's bodies. Little did they know I had been in fights before with a couple of other kids in elementary school for making fun of me for my mom dying. Ended up messing the kid up pretty bad after he decided to strike me in the face in a bodies fight. Gave him a pretty bad black eye, busted lip, as well as having bruises, cuts, and blood on his face. The other kids had to drag me off him after I had him on the floor and was punching his face non-stop. Almost got suspended but came to an agreement with the principal after other kids were a witness that I had been bullied because of my mom dying. Me messing up that kid gave me the reputation of someone not to mess with for the rest of middle school, and even high school as well. No regrets TBH. Multiple reasons why. The school system in my country is different so we start middle school at 11 and end at 15 years old. I developed at an early age and I was kinda chubby so every girl looked like a box compared to me and people, especially boys, bullied me for it. They did stop in the last year though. I'm gay and trans, FTM, and I was the only one from the gays at our school who was open about it so OFC I got a lot of people calling me names and saying I'm disgusting. I didn't really care cause there was also a lot of supporting people so it wasn't all that bad. I wasn't sporty, at all, I have asthma and I'm just not that interested in physical activity so PE for me sucked. Not only did I have to deal with the teachers but also the kids. Whenever we were playing any kind of game people got so competitive, they were screaming at each other and it was horrible. People laughed at me and screamed at me really bad stuff so it got me so unmotivated to actually be in PE I started to fake stuff and leave my clothing for sports at home just so I don't need to participate.